Hi people, it's me, Anya. My pronouns are she, her, and welcome back to my channel for a new book tag. Before we get into these questions, I'd like to address two things. First of all, please don't forget to continue to be donating to Palestine. It's really important right now. Second of all, I'm pre-filming this video on the 29th of May, so it's not even June for me yet. I just wanted to quickly clarify that because some of these questions relate to books that have come out already by the time you're watching this video, but for me filming, I haven't read them yet. That may not make any sense, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Actually, since this is my channel, we'll probably burn that bridge when we come to it, but whatever. Anyway, the first question is, what's the best book that you've read this year? So honestly, I've had a really great reading year so far. I would quite honestly say that quality wise, I've had a better reading year than last year. However, quantity wise, I haven't. So anyway, the point is, I've had five-star reads this year so far, and I'll put them all up here. They were all so good. You've probably heard me talk about them all before in recent reads videos, especially since the last 4 of them I read this month. The first of them I read in January, which just goes to show that January was such a good reading month, and so has May been so far. I can't speak for February and March and April because those reading months weren't as good, unfortunately, but whatever. They can't all be really good. So anyway, those are my top 5 books this year so far. They were all really good, and I would highly recommend them all. So yeah. So anyway, the next question is best sequel. So I would say, I'll put them all up here right now: All the Tides of Fate, Namesake, City of Spells, and Aloof Shaw. All the Tides of Fate and Aloof Shaw were 2 of my most anticipated 2021 books, so I'm so happy that they lived up to my expectations. Like, we love to see it. As for the other 2 books, Namesake and City of Spells, I was also eagerly anticipating those 2 books as well. So again, I'm so excited that those 2 books lived up to my expectations. So yeah, we love to see it. Anyway, the next question is, what's a new release that you haven't read yet, but you want to? Honestly, I don't really have one. I think that I've read all of the new releases that have come out already that I was excited for, or I've DNF'd them. So yeah, I don't really have one, which I think I said last year as well. So I think that this will become a recurring theme for me whenever I do this video in the years to come, because honestly, I'm very good at keeping up with reading new releases. So anyway, next question is, what are your most anticipated releases for the second half of the year? So looking back at the very beginning of the year, when I did a video talking about my most anticipated releases for the entire year, I have 4 that haven't come out already, and I wanted to note at the beginning of this video that I'm filming this on the 29th of May because one of these books has already come out. And anyway, I'll put them all up here. So the first one is An Emotion of Great Delight, which I'm so excited for. It's a YA contemporary. Like I said, when you're watching this, it has probably already come out because it comes out the 1st of June, I believe. So for me, that's in a couple of days, and I'm so excited. The second one on the list is Legend of the Realm, which I think either came out already or it's coming out soon. I think it comes out the 15th of June, but I don't remember like how soon or how close or how far away that is when you're watching this video. So yeah. The other 2 books are Wings of Shadow, which I think comes out the middle of July, and Suns Will Rise, which I think comes out in August. So anyway, those 3 books are sequels, and I'm so excited. Like, these books sound like they're going to be absolutely so amazing, and I'm so excited to read all of these books. So yeah, that's my answer. The next question is biggest disappointment. Honestly, I would say that, like, my first instinct is to say that I don't have one, because since I've had a really good reading year so far, all the books I've read, or at least most of the books I've read, have been what I wanted them to be. You know what I mean? So honestly, I would say that my biggest disappointment was probably Not My Problem, which I just read, so I don't really want to go into more details as to why this book disappointed me, since I just talked about it in a recent reads video. But essentially, I had high expectations for this book because I had really enjoyed the author's previous book, The Falling in Love Montage, so I was expecting to really like this book as well, and I didn't. So yeah, that's okay. The next question is called Biggest Surprise. So like I just said, I feel like the majority of the books I've read this year were what I was expecting them to be. So I don't really have one. I feel like I cannot think of a book that I really enjoyed that I wasn't expecting to really enjoy. You know what I mean? So I can't really think of one. So yeah. Anyway, the second question is, well, actually, this is the 7th question. But the next question is, who's your favorite new author? I don't really have one either. Because for an author to become my favorite one, I will have read multiple of those books. I don't know if that makes any sense. But essentially, for example, using Leigh Bardugo, who's one of my favorite authors, as an example, she became my favorite author after I had read Six of Crows, and Six of Crows was the 4th book that I had read by her, and it was the 4th book that I really loved. So essentially, I don't have a favorite new author yet from this year. So yeah, I don't know if my answer made any sense, but anyway, we are moving on. Next question is, who's your newest fictional crush or squish? I added squish to this question because I understand that some of you don't have crushes at all. So anyway, I wanted to include everybody in this question. But anywho, I don't have an answer for this either because I don't find myself crushing or squishing on any like fictional characters. And by the way, if you don't know what a squish is a platonic crush. But anyway, the point is, I don't have an answer for this one because I don't really find fictional characters to be attractive because they're fictional. You know? So, anyway, the point is, the next question is, who's your newest favorite character? I would probably say Alina from The Other Side of Perfect. I think that she is such a wonderful, resilient, well-developed, distinct character, and I love her so much. This book is YA contemporary, and it's so underrated, and it deserves literally so much more hype. It's absolutely so good. So, anyway, I know I already mentioned it earlier because it's one of my favorite books from this year. So, anyway, moving on. The 10th question is, what's a book that made you cry? So, any of my favorites from this year have made me cry. Like, all of them have made me cry so far. So, all of those books that I mentioned earlier as my favorite books of the year have made me cry. So, we love to see it. Next question is, what's a book that made you happy? Again, all of my favorite books from this year have also made me so happy. So, any of those books that I mentioned before. The next question is, what's the most beautiful book that you've obtained? I can't think of any because since I don't buy books, I don't like continuously look at pretty book covers all the time since I don't buy books and I don't collect them either. So I can't think of any. When I think of like a pretty book cover, all I think of is A Starless Sea, but I read that book last year, so that doesn't constitute for this question. So yeah. Anyway, next question, which is the last question. How did I get through these questions so fast? Anyway, whatever. The last question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Well, I don't have any books that I need to read, but there are a couple books that I want to read by the end of the year, but they're all new releases. So I would just say all the books that I said before for the 4th question, which was, what was your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? But I don't want to sound repetitive and just show them again, so we're not going to do that. Anyway, the point is, I don't really have any because, like, all the books that I want to read by the end of the year are all new releases that haven't come out yet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any, like, backlisted books that I need to read before the end of the year. Because typically, I read more new releases than backlisted books anyway. So, anyway, the point is, that's the end of this tag. So, yay. I tag you if you haven't been tagged yet. I don't know when people will be doing this tag, but anyway, I tag you. So, yay. If you enjoy this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the ladybug emoji. I think that emoji exists. It definitely does. Anyway, comment it down below if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.